Alright then, so the very first game for the 1v1 ladder is played on Oasis between Games Gone and Skinhead123. I kinda guess I'm gonna call him Skinny, the red player, and it's going to be between Thor and Gaia. And well, I'm not exactly sure who to favor in here. Probably the aggressive god. Oasis lately, with the higher hunt amounts on the Voobly balance patch, is reasonably favorable for them due to being quite open overall. So I would be slightly favoring him, but let's see how it will develop between those two players in here. I have absolutely no idea if they are any good or not. So it's just going to be a surprise what kind of strategies they go for. And well, yeah, a bit of a learning experience. How the players everywhere across the ladder are actually playing. So it seems like that the Thor is going for a pretty much a standard build-up and build order, and well, this is kind of unfortunate for him, obviously, as it's quite far away from the towers. It's basically not protected at all. So if he runs out of this mine, well, which he of course will, since it's just 500 gold, and doesn't have this one secured somehow reasonably soon, it's going to be a bit tough if the Gaia actually goes for a bit of an aggressive build-up for him. You can also see that he's already having 2 Ulfsarks, so he is not really any kind of noob. He has already discovered very nice hunt on the left, and also a very nice relic, of course, with villager food carrying capacity, which is of course going to be a pretty good idea to pick up as soon as possible. With his 2 Ulfsarks, he's of course gathering quite a lot of goats along the way. Interesting placement, as he is probably hoping for the later game, because this is a pretty good spot for market, but looking at the wood line in here, I'm not exactly sure that there's absolutely going to be anything in later game, because yeah, this tree line is basically stopping any kind of idea for that, and if the market would be somewhere here, it would be either here or just in front of the tree line. Well, in the meantime then, let's switch into the other opponent, other player, the Skinny, and he's already quite nicely greening up all the Oasis and the sands in here, with the first Gaia forest being cast right inside his base for faster gathering from the forest. His gold placement is much better. It's both protected by the towers and also having a very nice tree line in here that's going to protect it right. Yeah, it's to the wall of the or other side of the map. Is definitely going to make it easy because you need to play just the wall in here, and it's going to be very easy for him overall. At the same time, he has to be careful about this because his second TC is on the left side and he doesn't really want to cut himself from it all that much, so he might be interested in building a wall in here. This is a very nice patch of wood as well, and somehow protecting this hunt so that he is in some kind of good position himself. Otherwise, he's of course not scouting as well as his opponent because of the oracles that need to stand ground to scout a bit more efficiently, and well, it seems like those 2 Lusarks are definitely going to be a better choice, or rather, more efficient choice for the Thor player. Alright, get rid of this annoying guy. Right now though, he's kinda luring the Oracle right next to his hunt, which is definitely not something that he would want and should avoid at all costs. Right now he's maybe recognizing that he needs to do that, but well, not really happening, so he's probably going for a temple on the left somewhere with the second Ulfsark, so let's see if he's going to be aggressive altogether. So far at 245 we are not seeing the temple being built. I'll be guessing that he actually missed the hunt. Yeah, he did. But that's a bit of luck in here for Games Gone. An unlucky situation for Skinhead, of course. And looking somewhere else, well, not much interesting. Where is actually the Ulfsark? Ah, he actually doubled back and is going to be building a temple right inside his base, so he is not really taking any chances. Probably that he's seeing that Skinny is really winning by 50 points, which is not unusual, looking how he's Gaia and nothing overall. But at the same time, Oracle is dead, so yeah, he probably didn't have to be so defensive as he is right now. But it doesn't really matter. If you take games a bit more safely, then go basically on all-in, and then be surprised if your opponent is much better than you expect. And at the start of the ladder, I'm thinking that neither of the players is going to be knowing how good the opponent actually is. So advancing to Oceans is already underway with the Gaia, so that's pretty fast advance. It's going to be like 430, whereas his opponent, Games Gone, is still not advancing. And he's actually quite far away from it still. How's it looking with this? And it seems like that he just returned with everything. He's going to be waiting a bit more with 1, 2 villages more, and 1, and here we go. With 4 minutes, so he's going to be like a half a minute later into the next age. That's slightly surprising, because looking at the build order at the very start, the amount of gods and really be playing quite decently. I would be expecting that he would be the one actually setting the pace of the game. Let's have a look at the economy, upgrades, hunting dogs and pick sticker. Something else being researched. Doesn't seem so, and where is actually his next hunt with he's falling right now? On the left, so that's definitely where he's moving, and that's very far away. So there's going to be a downtime of like, that's actually time, it's like 4:20 that he started walking in there. And oh well, that's going to be like another 20 seconds at least, so that's almost a minute without gathering any food, and this is exactly a problem that usually you have, but expert players don't have, because they think ahead and they already actually place other villagers in the spots of the extra hunt or the other hunt so that they are prepared for any kind of downtime. And you can see that he's having just 50 food, which doesn't matter for him all that much looking how he's Thor and building dwarves, but at the same time it's going to be delaying him with second Herser. You can already see it right there, and of course building army as fast as he could. So 5:14, so almost a minute without any food gathering for him. Yeah, that's definitely not a good start in the classical age, or rather in the advanced classical age. And switching into skinhead, it's almost looking like he could be actually thinking about faster heroic, but not much. He has just dropped counter barracks, so that's going to be a bit of turmas from him and a bit of a raiding. With Caladria already looking for what to kill, and yeah, skinhead is already moving on to the left onto the hunt, as he has probably scouted it. He actually hasn't. So he's just scouting the black spaces in here, and that's kind of reasonable and exactly what you want to do, because with Turmas, well, you want to find where your opponent is and then kill him altogether. He hasn't cast his second forest, even though he could. Usually want to cast it as soon as possible because of the advantage economical that it gives you, but so far he's having quite a lot of forests still inside, so he's probably waiting if potentially he can use it to some kind of advantage, like maybe basically disrupt the gold mining from his opponent, and a bit of a little fight in here. Or potentially basically finish some wall on the right side at the top. You can see on the minimap the red dots. I'm going to move there after actually the blue player deals with this nuisance, which is definitely not anything else, looking at the turmas just in here. And basically even just the one raiding cavalry should be enough. And well, yeah, this Valkyrie is going to be doing her job, and no, he didn't have to actually retreat, because this was well worth it, killing even the one villager and losing the Valkyrie. And even though right now we see the hero Durma coming in, this villager is definitely toast. And that's an underestimation from Skinny, because obviously this wasn't a good fight for him. And even though he has taken the Valkyrie to like half health, it's most definitely not enough, and one villager down is quite a big blow into his early economy. I'm going to check into his economy upgrades, as we have seen the other player already, hand ducks and pickaxe. Whereas for blue, is it still the same? Yeah, no hand ducks and no pickaxe. Well, I would definitely like at least his pickaxe, I would like for the Thor. But he could actually have a slightly better economy. You can already see that he is having quite a low amount of food, or rather low amount of food. He is already moving into other food source because he is almost running out in here, and he doesn't know about anything else much. All that much, just possibly the berries on the right side. And yeah, he doesn't know about anything else at all. Just some berries all across the map, and this relic. Better unit line of sight, that's actually a great one. But we see a bit of a fight on the right with the Valkyrie almost dying, and assuredly dying right about now, if the Turma can actually hit. Let's wait a bit. And actually she manages to get away. So let's see if he can get an extra Valkyrie and potentially heal her up. See about that. But in the meantime, it also means that he has, Games Gone has successfully forced his opponent off the hunt, and that's a very important victory at this stage of the game, because there is not any extra hunt for him. He's having just some extra chickens in here, a few goats, and that's pretty much it. Because this is not in his power at all. That's way too far away from his base, and it's kind of a shame that he doesn't wall at all. Because potentially the wall in here would be stopping any kind of raiding from the blue player. It's very early beginnings, but right now it's not going to happen. And the very nice positioning of the raiding cavalry, basically not allowing this villager or other citizen to escape at all. And he is at least at least right now, finding refuge in the tower, but it's going to be pretty much it. And even though the towers are researched, it wasn't really all that necessary to retreat, because obviously without the upgrade you cannot attack what is right below you with buildings shooting. Otherwise though, Games Gone seems to be having a pretty decent economy, but he's housed right now with a bit of a desperation in here. And I'm kinda thinking that he would just do a good job already the healing, exactly as I was saying a bit earlier, of actually advancing you to the next age, because he is controlling the situation. His opponent doesn't have any kind of army, and it's not probable, even from his point of view and his scouting, that he would be actually having enough economy to go for it anytime soon. So yeah, military barracks actually being cast with very nice forest fire to get rid of this pesky wall. And this also means that he was attempting to go for some murmillos, or rather a bit more of them, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. So the tower is basically toast, with the medium raiders, of course, more than that, and well, he needs to be careful because murmillos are pretty strong against cavalry, and with the supporting fire, if he actually direct player positioned his army a bit better, closer to actually this tree line, he would be having a lot more fire from the TC to help him, and that would be a much better place to fight for him overall. At this stage though, all the army pretty much is toast from Skinny, which means that he's getting pretty much hammered at this point, and Games Gone seems to be having this game pretty much in his hands, and it's basically his to lose. Let's just switch into Games Gone. He's not having enough resources to advance to the next age, so he's basically stuck, and he's not even using his Carnivora, which is definitely a shame, because in the Voobly balance patch 105 she is pretty strong, and she already advanced to Shield Maiden Valkyrie as well, so this is a pretty strong attack right now, and it's going to be pretty tough for the red player to actually deal with. And yet, right now he's recognizing that this game is not going to be his, and the very first rated game on the 1v1 ladder, new ladders on Voobly, is going for Games Gone, so he's the first one to win the points with the new season, so congratulations and good job. This was quite nicely controlled overall, even though it was kinda too passive, I would have to say at the very start, especially with with the minute of going for the extra hunt, 1 minute of not gathering food at all. It wasn't ideal, but otherwise pretty good build order, good scouting with the double Ulfsarks for all of those goats, and yeah, not half bad from him, and definitely deserved. Skinny did play quite nicely for the economy though, so he kinda underestimated the military part of the game and wasn't ready for what was coming for him at all. Let's have a look at the post game. The difference is pretty big, but that's basically because of the difference in the military. And gold gathering, of course. When you are Thor, you are gathering a lot of gold from the dwarves and whatnot, so that's kind of understandable. Not bad military count actually, I'm not exactly sure where he got all this. I don't think I've even seen all that many units created from him. That's kind of interesting, but well, he obviously did. But it was kind of spread out, so it didn't do all that much good for him, even through the very decent advance. So the build order was quite nice from him. But as you can see, it's not all that wins the games. Yeah, he just ran away. Game's gone all too much from Skinny, and he wasn't able to do anything with that at all. Alright then, GG, and good job, Game's gone, and yet again, congrats for the very first win of the new Voobly ladder.